Has a couple of things in it that kind of indicate why the show changes throughout the seasons. We are primarily, believe it or not, writers. People don't think the Red Green Show is written, but it is, and I actually take that as a compliment. But we're so in tune with what we're writing that if we don't have the script, then we drop the segment. We won't do the segment unless we think we have a script for it. And there have been a few things over the years where we've come up with an idea, we've tried it a couple of times, and then we just couldn't come up with anything else about it that we really felt was worth shooting. And this show has a couple of those. I used to do poems all the time. I started with winter poems, and I had all the different seasons and everything. And that ran its course. And then we tried, in this episode, you'll see something where we tried to make it by Dylan Thomas Green, where we take a famous poem by a famous poet, and then we try to bend it a red-green way. I think it was like the last dying attempt to save a segment. And the other one, of course, is Possum 911, which is supposed to be an emergency line that you'd phone at the lodge. And we did a few of those segments too. And again, I don't know, it kind of went away. It may come back, but it's the writers that'll bring it back, and not the actors.
It's the new Red Green Show! And now, here's the man we've been waiting for. Not Godot, more like God, no. Your hero, my Uncle Red Green!
Take her easy now. By golly, thanks for coming. Big kerfuffle this week up at the lodge over at old man Sedgwick's place. Turned out his son showed up right on his front doorstep.
Wow, I didn't even know old man Sedgwick had a son.
No, neither did he, Harold. You know, you get old, you forget things.
You don't forget a son. Nobody forgets a son.
I'm trying to forget a nephew.
Wow.
Anyway, causing real problems over at old man Sedgwick's place. That son there being around is really putting a lot of strain on the old guy.
How old is he exactly?
Don't know for sure, Harold. Our best guess is he's about 97.
Wow. How old's his son?
I'm talking about his son. What you're looking at now is a bunch of segments from this particular show. The main message being, for gosh sakes, don't even think about changing the channel. I'll tell you something, you want to make sense out of this program, you got to give it your undivided attention. I'll tell you, you don't want to go anywhere near old man Sedgwick's place now that his son has moved back in.
Talk about two old crabby guys. I'm walking by, they yell, "Hey, dork, pick a gender."
Boy, that's cruel. And speaking of cruel, here's a little taste of what we got later in the show when the Adventures with Bill section. Actually, this is more than a little taste, and that may be a mistake, because with Bill, you know, a lot of times a little taste is all you ever want, right, Bill? Bill, I rest my case and most of my adult body. Anyway, what this is kind of life is a circus, and there you go, Bill. I thought this wasn't going to be any fun. Oh, this is a shame. Anyway, like I was saying before, a little bit of a circus thing. And Bill wants me to climb up the ladder. He's going to do the kind of a flying Wallenda thing. He's going to go up, I'm going to go down, then I'm going to catch him. That's the way that's going to work. Yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, that is the plan. You know how plans go. Anyway, I did my part perfectly. But Bill's just, I say Bill's a little heavy, and we got to relieve the tension on the board. Well, there's my ear. Okay. This is a kind of a quick wait. Boy, you got a lot of stuff in the... Imagine him going through the metal detector. Holy mackerel. Man, he's packing iron. What the heck? What's that? It's a power saw. Piece of flexible hose on there, and got your valves, and boy. Cocking gun there, and still nothing, eh? Still, forgot one thing. Little washer. There he goes. Oh, boy. Boy, he's up there. I'll get you, Bill. I'll get you. I lost you in the sun, Bill. That's all that was. More of that later. Bye.
Oh, I had one whisker on the end of my nose, and the more I shave it, the more it grows. I waxed it and stretched it till it was 14 inches long, and then it was hit by lightning, and I was forced to rethink the whole project. Okay, this is for the big one. 200 road apples and a free juicer, Uncle Red. You have 30 seconds to get Mr. Dalton Humphreys of the Humphreys Everything Store to say this word, laugh. And go.
All right, Dalton, when your wife tells a joke, you...
Cringe.
Okay. When I tell a joke, you...
Don't get it.
All right. At the circus, the clowns make us...
Angry.
All right. Somebody comes into your store and they ask you for a discount. You'll go along with it. You know, you shake hands, you smile, and you have a good...
Discount? Don't make me laugh.
This week on Handyman Corner, I thought I would do something for all of you people who've always wanted to join the volunteer fire department, but never have. Maybe you don't have time, maybe you can't pass a physical, or maybe you just don't want to spend your weekends with the kinds of losers that are attracted to that type of hobby. Well, maybe there's a better way. Instead of trying to turn normal citizens into firemen, how about trying to turn a normal car into a fire truck? Haven't we all thrilled to the sight of a fire truck roaring down the street, whipping by you on the way to a blaze that you never started on purpose? I mean, it wasn't my fault. I think electrical appliances have got to have better warnings on them. Yeah. Okay, now, first thing any fire truck's got to have is an axe, a shovel, and a pick. All right, now in a fire truck, they have all this stuff on the outside so the firefighters can get to it in emergency, like, say, a fire. Well, we can do the same thing. What you want to do is take a drill and drill holes in your trunk larger than the diameter of the handles, and then they'll be sticking right out there for you to get. Well, okay, let's start drilling. And don't worry about any damage here, because we're going to paint this whole baby fire engine red. Perfect. Now, you notice how fire trucks have lots of flashing lights? Well, so do you. They're all hanging on your eavesdrop because you never took them down, right? Well, go pull them down and hook them up with an extension cord. Because any fire that's farther away than the length of my extension cord is probably none of my business. All right, now you want to hook them on there. You could use metal clips on that or any of the plastic fasteners. Or, of course, the handyman's secret weapon, duct tape. All right, now, fire trucks have sirens, and of course your horn is a good start there. But I'll tell you, for that little extra noise, what you want to do is loosen off your alternator belt and your fan belt and your power steering belt just a little bit. And then, when you start her up, everybody will hear you coming. For extra effect, you can even punch a few holes in the muffler if you want. Now, everybody knows that fire trucks have hoses, so what you can do, get yourself a bunch of these hoses on reels like this. You can get them at the hardware store, or you can just borrow one from somebody when they're not around. You can attach them on here with bolts, or weld them right on there, or... That's right. And don't worry if they don't match, because we're going to paint this whole thing a beautiful fire engine red. Now you want to take one end of your hoses and hook them right into your water pump. So you don't just have a fire truck here, you got a pumper truck. Now, of course, every fire truck has to have a ladder. A ladder that will go in any direction. Because fire happens in any direction, and you may park in any direction. So what you need for that is some kind of a rotating platform with an axle down through the center of her. Easy to do. You want to make sure nobody's sitting in the car when you do this. And there we got a ladder where you can fight fires in two directions at the same time. And she goes up and down, just like the units do on the real fire trucks, and at a fraction of the cost. All right, a couple of final details here. You want to got some buckets of sand here hanging off the front, a little bit of water here. And you got your emergency oxygen unit here. course, you want to empty the propane out of that, put the oxygen in. I'm not quite sure how you do that, but I'm guessing it's important. And you got your smoke detectors on here to let you know when you're getting real close to the fire. So we're basically ready for any arsonist. I'm not sure what an arsonist is, but it sounds like the kind of thing we have plenty of up here at the lodge. Oh my gosh, a fire. All right, plug in our lights here. They show up better at a night fire. And away we go. Maybe I shouldn't have disconnected the water pump. Fire! Fire! So remember, women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. And don't worry about the black color here. We're going to paint the whole thing a beautiful fire engine red. Yeah, she's out. Stay tuned and relax. Whatever this is, we got lots more of it. Wanted to talk to you ladies to help you understand why we men do some of the things we do. Like, for example, how we fix everything with duct tape. Like, say, putting the mirror back on the car. Now, a lot of people would take the car to a garage, and an hour and 60 bucks later, it'd be fixed properly and look real good. Whereas your handyman takes 10 minutes and 7 cents worth of duct tape, and it looks butt ugly. But let's take a look at the reasoning behind the actions. What car are we talking about here? Is this an 81 Cordoba with 400,000 miles on it? And a real bad cough? Huh? Why would you spend 60 bucks on a car that you can replace for 50? And why take an hour to fix something that can be done in 10 minutes? If you put 400,000 miles on her, you don't owe it any more of your time. And what's the big deal about fixing something and putting it right back into original quality? Just makes the rest of the car look bad. Nothing worse than a repair job that outlasts the vehicle. So I would suggest that you ladies, instead of criticizing your husband for slapping on the duct tape, why don't you compliment him for his brain power? Realize this, he now has 50 minutes on his hands and an extra 60 bucks in his pocket. Remember, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together.